Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do our February the 20th, just for today, in a meditation. I hope you're doing well this morning. The title of today's meditation, Messages and Messengers. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. That comes from Tradition 12. The 12th tradition reminds us of the importance of putting principles before personalities. In recovery meetings, this might be paraphrased: don't shoot the messenger. We often get the message confused with the messenger and negate what someone shares at a meeting because we have a personality conflicts with the person speaking. If we are having problems with what certain people have to share at meetings, we might want to seek the guidance of our sponsor. Our sponsor can help us concentrate on what's being said rather than who's saying it. Our sponsor can also help us address the resentments that may be keeping us from acknowledging the value of some particular person's recovery experience. It is surprising how much more we can get out of meetings when we allow ourselves to do as our 12th tradition suggests, focusing on recovery principles rather than personalities. Just for today, I will practice the principle of anonymity in today's NA meeting. I will focus on the message of recovery, not the personality of the messenger. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you, God. Grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today. Please and thank you. What a marvelous meditation, talking about focusing on the messenger versus the message. Now, we're talking about the 12th tradition here, right? Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. That's a big one. And it's one that many never actually, if I'm being frank, ever get to the point where they can really focus on spiritual principles versus personalities. Granted, I think it's easier to do in the setting of a meeting, but it's so discouraging to have the sense that this meeting was just a beautiful meeting, such beautiful shares, and then someone finds their way, usually a sponsee or someone, finds their way to you and discloses that that was the hardest meeting they ever had to sit through. And I'm like, what? That was a beautiful, what's going on, huh? Tell me again, what's happening here? uh, and, they share, I cannot stand. You know what? I'm laughing because I'm sitting here telling this scenario. And true enough, it has happened to me often. But I've also been the other person. So I need to disclose. I need to get that out there. I have also been the person that has had problems with personalities in the meeting. And they'll come to me and whoever they are and start going on and on and on and on and on. This person, they did this and they did that. And I can't believe they got the audacity to sit up in the meeting and act like they so spiritual. Oh, man, I have done this too. Wow. And the crazy thing about it, The crazy thing about it is I haven't always had the most the most spiritual responses, right? Sometimes I'd be like, and I know that's right. Oh, wow. Yeah. But I don't remember once running to my sponsor about somebody and my sponsor ever telling me, I know that's right. They'll ask me, what is the part you play? What is really going on with you, Mighty Stream? What is going on? That was a beautiful message they carried, and you have a problem with them. You need to learn how to separate the two. Yeah. Yeah, I remember now. I haven't always been the healthiest person in the meetings, right? But this is what this is talking about. And to the newcomer, I just want to reassure you, wherever you are, right? All over the world, wherever you are, not every individual in the meeting are you going to agree with or get along with. And it's not necessary that you do. They don't need you to, and you don't need to be able to do it. It's the message. What is the message? Is the message beneficial to you? If the message is beneficial, take that message and file it away in the back of your head and use it when you need it. That's the benefit of making a lot of meetings. You get to practice these spiritual principles in all of your affairs. As the 12th step talks about, now we're talking about the 12th tradition, but this is the 12th step. I mean, we're talking about the 12th tradition, but the 12th step, is the one that says that we want to practice these spiritual principles in all of our affairs. So to me, 12 and 12, right? To me, they go together. Because if you're making meetings and you're listening to people share, you're listening to the messenger, and you're getting the message, even though maybe you have beef with the person, or even though they don't dress or talk the way that you think they should, even though there's this, this judgment you have about them as a person, you're able to get the message. And no one can tell by looking at you that you actually have a problem, right? You know how some people communicate with their face, right? You can sit and watch people sometimes. You can tell that they're missing the whole message because they're focused on the messenger. The more meetings you make, this will give you an opportunity to actually practice the spiritual principle of anonymity, right? I promise you. This comes from Tradition 12, but it's step 12 that talks about practicing spiritual principles in all, keyword, all of our affairs, including when we're in the meeting listening to someone that we don't necessarily like. The whole world doesn't need to know that Mighty Stream has a beef with so-and-so, or that Mighty Stream doesn't like so and the whole world does not. No one in that meeting needs to even know that. And it's bad enough that I even know it. But if that's my reality, I have some work to do, but I don't need to put them on full blast. That's not my job anymore. It used to be my NA police job. It used to be. Sometimes I would interrupt a person right in the middle of their share. I don't know where that arrogance came from, but I'm glad I don't have it today, right? I'm able to focus on the message and not the messenger today. And that's what we want to be able to do. It is so, so, so valuable and so important that we remember this as we make meetings, as we are living our lives, and it will help you. Practicing this within the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous will help you practice it in all of your affairs. On the job, at school, with your children, with your husband. Narcotics Anonymous has really benefited me in how to do relationships, in how to do relationships. And so if you're finding yourself struggling in your outside relationships, work on this within Narcotics Anonymous and commit yourself to practicing the spiritual principle of anonymity in all your affairs and see where it gets you. I believe it will help you. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. I've enjoyed laughing with you today. I hope that you will have an amazing day on purpose. You deserve it. If you don't do it for yourself, no one else is going to. So let's go for it. Have a beautiful day on purpose.